Sometimes I have to try and live in two worlds. I live in the world that I live in, where I do personal and spiritual development every single day, and I do my daily spiritual practice, and I learn at least one new thing every day. And I don't know how to not be me. I don't know how to not operate in that way, because I have always done it. I've done it since I was very young. So in order for me to be able to live in two worlds, sometimes I have to try and unlearn some of my tools so that I can fully understand and keep my finger on the pulse with my clients. I had a conversation with a client this morning, and she recently started Soulworks, and she's really struggling. Now, I know this girl a long time. She's come to a lot of workshops. She actually attended some one-to-ones, and she did a lot of online workshops with me last year. So she's very familiar with the work. But Soulworks is everything that I've ever learned in one space. And it is the deepest form. It really goes underneath the cover of underneath the hood of who you are. So we were discussing why she was struggling. And she said, I have a fear of people knowing the real me. Now, that scared the shit out of me when I heard her saying that. Because I operate from the opposite space. I'm not saying, I'm not shining my own halo here saying, look at me, aren't I wonderful? That's not what I'm saying. I make mistakes all the time. And I'm far from perfect. Me friends and my family will tell you that. But this person has a fear of fully showing up for who she is, because she is afraid that the people around her will stop loving her, and that they will not, I get emotional even thinking about it, that they won't be in her life anymore. And I posed a question to her about this. She's having a lot of argy-bargy in her relationships, and she's disillusioned with her relationships, all of them. And I said, this is a quote I actually made a couple of years ago, and some of you might remember this. If you present the false version of who you are, you will attract the false version of other people into your life, because that is the law of vibration. Like energy attracts like energy. Birds of a feather flock together. We all know this, okay? Wouldn't it be much better if we dropped the masks? Because masks are heavy and they slip. And when we wear masks and when we present ourselves with the false version of who we are, and then the mask slips, or we get sick of it and we throw the towel in and just arrive at the true version of who we are anyway, then we've been operating at a really inauthentic space. And then people are shocked. They don't know what to do. It's like, who is this person? But from my client's point of view, it's exhausting. Like, she must be knackered going around, exhausted, pretending all the time. It's a form of having to stand on a stage and just perform. And my heart broke for her. Now, we had a good, strong conversation around this, And I said to her, she said, I'm very private. And I understand that people want privacy. However, this is not my first rodeo. Do not mix up privacy with secrecy. There's a massive difference. You will only ever be spiritually sick as your secrets. So I know for sure that there's been a lot of my clients over the years that have mixed up privacy for secrecy, and they've held on to certain information and won't let go through all of the soul works or fully do the soul works. They'll do part of the soul work, but not all of the soul work. And unfortunately, it takes them a long time to get through their development if they continue to do that. Part of going through the SoulWorks journey is that you will be uncomfortable. If it was comfortable, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be doing personal and spiritual development, and they're not. So anybody who works with me is in the lowest 2 percentile on earth who will ever do this work. And I feel really, really privileged to be in that position to be able to help people who are willing and courageous enough and value themselves enough and to say to themselves, this is like the similar situation I had a couple of years ago. That's enough. I've enough of this now. I am sick of myself. I am making changes, and I will be the one to make the changes. So if you're working with me and you're in a comfortable position, first of all, that's never going to happen. Who am I kidding? But if anybody ever belonged to me, ever found themselves in a comfortable position, I would be doing a really bad job. It is my business to make sure the work that I give you while you are participating in SoulWorks makes you uncomfortable. Because if you are not uncomfortable, you are not growing. If you are not growing, you are wasting your time. So I just wanted to reach out to you guys tonight because it was on my mind and say, if you experience any of those feelings, you don't want to be uncomfortable, you're wearing the mask, you don't want to show anybody the real version of who you are, let me tell you what it's like on the other side. When you show up fully, authentically, in the raw, warts and all, you will be amazed at the people that you will attract into your life. The people that you've always wanted, the type of people with the character of a tower of strength, the people that you admire and look up to, those people just come. They just come. They just come. I said to my husband the other day, I needed help and I made a phone call to somebody and they were to help me immediately. And then I had needed help the day before and I made a phone call, I got help immediately. My circle is really small, my circle is really tight. But through this work, my tribe has become so strong and my clients are in my tribe, okay? I said to Neil, how blessed are all of we as a community that this is how we operate for each other. It's like what true family should be. And our community is growing in numbers. Our community is getting stronger. Our community is changing. I got a message from somebody earlier on today who is only doing SoulWorks 3 months and already she's done a complete 180 in her life. And she's really consistent with her work because the SoulWorks work. What you put in is what you get out. You reap what you sow. So please let me know if you can identify with this, with the secrecy, with the privacy, with the not wanting to feel uncomfortable, with wearing the mask, with not wanting to show people the true version of who you are. Let me know your thoughts on that. I want to continue to learn what it's like to feel that way and what I can do to be able to support you and hold you through that process, because we only operate in safe, confidential spaces. The tribe will tell you that. Those who are flying the flag and are constantly talking about the work and the changes that it's made. So listen, I hope you have a lovely evening. I have the fire lighting, I have the candles on, and it's just that kind of a night. I need this in November and December and January for sure. That fire and the candles get me through some very dark nights. And I hope you're getting great comfort from your fire and your candles, no matter where you are in the world and no matter who you're with. Have a lovely evening and I'll catch us on the page tomorrow. Take it easy. Slán.